Triumph. How does it feel to be part of the legacy of late night television?
Ah, what a great TV Academy word. Yes, the legacy. What a legacy. Just to be in the conversation with these great late night show hosts. I mean, think of them. There was that white guy, and then the white guy, and then the older white guy. You know who I love now? The younger white guy. Just terrific.
Where do you think Conan fits in the pantheon of...
I'll tell you this. Of the era he was in with Letterman and Leno and the all cars, Conan was definitely the sanest host of that era. I mean, it's sort of like being the best dad in the mamas and the papas. But, he fought his way up. When early on, when he was getting shit on, we were worried, because what else was he going to do? Maybe he has no other skills. Maybe he could help the elderly get stuff off their top shelf. He's a unique talent, Conan O'Brien. What other comedian could impersonate Ronald McDonald with absolutely no makeup?
What advice would you give to a young person or a young puppy who wanted to come into the entertainment industry now?
Oh, I would say, adjust with the times, like Conan has, from NBC to TBS to YouTube to podcasts. Conan's always looked for newer, smaller audiences.
Triumph, what do you think is your proudest career achievement?
I'd say one of my proudest achievements was when I walked in on Conan naked in his dressing room and was able to keep my food down. Red pubes. The red pubes. The red pubes.
Wasn't that the line from The Shining?
I'm sorry. I'm back.
So, Triumph, you've said that Conan is the sanest late night host of the era.
Yes.
Are you saying that Jay Leno and David Letterman were not?
Don't put words in my mouth. Let me say this. A lot of people rag on Jay Leno, but he had some very good qualities. Like, for example, he could use his chin to open a can of tuna. The snobs would say, oh, he's not ironic enough, Jay, or he's not into the alternative metaphysical comedy, but screw them. I'll take Jay's straightforward, no frills, dull comedy every time. Because at that time of night, I don't want to think. I don't even want to laugh. I just want him to jay me to sleep. He's made a ton of people happy. Ton of half-asleep people. Fully conscious, not so much. Then it's like, why did I ever think this was of quality? That was the problem with the 10 p.m. show, Jay's 10 p.m. show. People were awake. They were actually conscious. Their eyes were open. What? Wait, that's really a chin? I love that jaywalking segment, showing how dumb people were. But we already knew Americans were idiots just by looking at Jay's enormous ratings. Ouch. Come on, who's kidding who? Jay's monologue was more predictable than a Paris Hilton pap smear.
Oh, God.
Some of his Ronald Reagan jokes were older than Ronald Reagan. When it comes to Leno, I have to say, though, I am, for one, am surprised that the man who wore all denim didn't come up with a more cutting-edge comedy. I think switching over to high def was really what sealed Jay's fate, That old video quality made faces blurry, you remember? And before HD, people just thought a friendly canoe was hosting The Tonight Show.
Triumph. Obviously, there was a tremendous kerfuffle surrounding The Tonight Show.
Such a kerfuffle.
When Conan took it over and then Jay got the job back,
Yes.
who do you think was at fault, Triumph?
Oh, so many places you can blame. A lot of people chose to blame Jeff Zucker, who was running NBC at the time, for what happened. But how can you blame Jeff Zucker? I mean, this is a true industry pioneer. This is the man who gave us innovative ideas that are now staples. What network doesn't do supersized 40-minute episodes now? Or how about the 10 p.m., 5-day-a-week piece of shit variety show? It's a staple now, thanks to Jeff Zucker. Seriously, did anyone enjoy Jay Leno's 10 o'clock show? It's the only show where they could get rid of Stuttering John and the show actually got worse. I kid. You know what? At the end of the day, I poop on Leno, but at the end of the day, Leno got the last laugh. Do you remember? I think it was 1995 and it was a Lance Ito joke, and that was the last time anyone laughed at Jay Leno. Seth Meyers is there now. Seth Meyers kind of looks like an elf Santa won't let near the kids. That's a repurposed Neil Brennan joke, but I think it works.
Triumph, why do you think there isn't more diversity in late night television?
What do you mean? James Corden is British white guy. I love James Corden. He's so different, He's known for the carpool karaoke. He got the idea when he found out that he was fat enough to legally drive alone in the HOV lane.
That's terrible.
You can't predict him. He's unpredictable. You never know what trivial thing he's going to get way too excited about. James Corden constantly defies expectations, like the idea that British people are good at comedy. He defies it. In terms of diversity, it is a problem. The closest thing we have to a non-white person telling jokes on a network is Michael Che on Weekend Update. But unfortunately, it's offset by the fact that his co-host looks like a Kennedy dipped in bleach. No, you could say there's not enough diversity among hosts. People say there are 3 people named Jimmy or James, but all 3 are different. Jimmy Fallon is in shape, James Corden is fat, and Kimmel used to be fat but is now in shape. Very diverse. You have to understand, though, with late night comedy, with all the streaming and the cord cutting and the kiddies watching the YouTubing, none of this is going to be around in 20 years anyway, because the Chinese will have enslaved us. Anyway, regardless of all of it, right now in late night, I guess Colbert is the big enchilada, which explains why James Corden wants to eat Stephen Colbert. It's been an honor talking to you, pontificating, bloviating, ruminating, and defecating. Honestly, Television Academy is one of the greatest institutions in American entertainment. Excuse me. For me to poop on.